I think this was this was either my first reading on Ukraine like 3 years ago, or it could be the reading on Putin. But I saw that the EU is going to crumble, and I got like 5 years, so technically we're in year 3. I can look at that again because I haven't read on Putin after that, because like I'm telling you guys, whenever I say something like nice or not, it's not even like nice. If I say something complimentary by, the big baddie of the year, like people literally DM me and send me emails about how horrible I am as a reader because I said something they didn't agree with. And sometimes, especially when I talk about like Ukraine or COVID, when I used to talk about COVID, people would actually go to forums and say, she's a shitty reader, because they didn't like a YouTube video that I released. So I haven't been reading too much on politics, to be honest, partially because of that, because, the YouTube stuff is free. I get paid for my readings. Like, I don't want my free stuff to have a negative effect on my paid readings because I have to pay my bills, right? So, I try to be honest. But Trump and Putin, those are the triggers, man. Those are Trump, Putin, Russia, that's the trigger for like nutty ass people to start spreading stuff. Okay, so let's get started. So first, I'm going to start with the EU, the European Union. So people want to know, will more countries leave? Yes, I think. Will more countries leave? Will they experience a depression? What about funding for Ukraine? How will they support defense spending? I also want to read on Ursula von der Leyen, and I kind of want to stick Macron in there, but we'll see, because I'm going to have like a separate French side of this reading, because I feel like what I got from him during his second run is that he wants to be European leader. That's what I got. I don't think he's going to do it, but all right, let's start with EU. Okay. Ooh, this is the right reading to do tonight because I can feel it coming up. European Union. Just the union itself. Speak. Let's speak. Ah! Countries are leaving, okay? I think this may be Ursula here. So I asked, what's the energy of the European Union, guys? Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Not good at all. So this is the overall energy of the European Union. The girls are fighting. They're fighting. And there's a lot of backbiting happening. They're not in accord with each other. And Spirit is saying that this is going to last for a very long time. Very long time. And they're also, look, this is so literal. Look, they have no idea like where stability is going to come from. So there are money issues on the rise, but this money issue is global. Probably the only country that's not going to feel this financial crunch is Russia. But European Union, they're just like, where's the money coming from? Where's the money going? Will we be able to be stable in our finances? Will we be able to grow our finances? This is also Eurozone, the Euro. I think this is also the Euro. Like what's the future of the Euro? And they're also just like, where are we getting this money from? And again, they're worried about other countries leaving. So this is top of mind of European Union. So that was easy. That was easy. That was easy and very literal. Okay. So will, in general, European Union experience a financial depression? Okay. Um, so this feels like similar to what I said in the Trump readings. I think it was maybe Trump reading part 2 with Elon and JD Vance and everything. So yes, depression is going to happen. But again, the feeling that I'm getting from it is this is global. It's not just the US going through this, global minus Russia probably. This is global. But depression like 1930s depression, no. This feels more like mini depressions, small dips. People freak out, but then things kind of stabilize. And here, this is what I'm getting for the rest of it. So this is, yes, there will be a depression. Yes, there will be a depression, but it's not going to be as bad as people are predicting it's going to be. It feels like things are going to be all right eventually. And I've been seeing, even in private readings, people will ask me about Trump and what's happening with finances. Are they going to do well? I'm feeling like 2026 is going to be quite difficult, but 2027 is going to be beautiful. And a lot of this financial prosperity in the US, for better or for worse, is going to trickle down everywhere else. So if it feels like, yes, European Union, there is going to be a depression, it's not going to be as bad as people think it is. It's not. It's not going to be as bad. So depression, it feels more like recession. And Spirit is kind of like, but the recession is already here. Recession is already here. And what they're saying is, like, yes, the recession, it's already on our heels. It's already here. But the way that it's going to feel is like it's going to be a slowdown in growth. I'm not an economist. If someone knows what this shit means, like, you can correct me either here or in the comment section when I post this on YouTube, but this feels more like slow growth. Like things slow down. It's not like things stop completely. It just slows down. It's stalled. And people don't feel the growth for a very long time. Can you tell me in terms of months? Years? 2 years. 2 years. Stop buying and say, hey, hold up. No, y'all still buy my readings. You still buy my readings. Stop buying everything else. It feels like two years. 2 years. More than 2 years? No, it feels like 2 years. More, okay, so here. So Putin is showing up here. I feel like this is going to be everybody besides Russia. Besides Russia. Not a recession, but stagflation will come from this, and it will kill places like the UK. Stagflation. Yeah, it feels like a slowdown in growth. So look, I don't know the names of this stuff, okay? But I'm just telling you what I'm picking up on. Putin's coming up here. He has a lot to do with this. I'm telling you, it feels more like everybody besides Russia is going to be feeling it. And they're telling me 2 years. 2 years. I asked if it's going to be more than 2 years. They're just like, no, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be relatively quick. I mean, 2 years is a long time when you're going through financial difficulty. Of course, I know this personally, but they're saying in the grand scheme of human life, no, it's going to be quick. But they're saying 2 years, and it could be maybe like 1 year and 8 months. 1 year and 8 months. Yeah, it's like 1 year, 8 months. And then after that, that's when we start to feel, okay, it's going to get better, which is probably why I've been seeing that 2027 is going to be a beautiful, beautiful year. Like the people who've been getting readings from me to ask, like, how are they going to deal in the Trump administration and everything? I see consistently 2027 is going to be the year to make your money before 2028 hits. Okay, so what are you guys saying? That's what stagflation is. Stagflation is when prices of goods are inflated and the economy as a whole is not growing. Okay. Okay, plus high unemployment. Is that what you guys are saying? Stagflation? Yeah, people. Yeah, European Union. It also feels like they're saying that. So this isn't just countries. This is like individual people. Individual people are going to be leaving Europe. because they're thinking, I feel like either my money can stretch elsewhere or I can make money elsewhere. I feel like a lot of people are going to go to the US. And look, they're saying, yeah, it's stagflation. This is usually delays in growth, delays in changes. People be moving out of the European Union countries. Oh, here's Trump. Oh, Europeans are mad as fuck at Trump. They're just like, how dare you? Look at this. European Union is mad at Trump. Look at this. Here goes Trump. Here's Trump. Here's Trump. This is him saying like, we're not giving you this anymore. It's not happening. So look very closely at this. This is him. Well, this is him, sorry. This is someone giving. And he's saying, nope, it's done. And he's dead serious about this, guys. So for like the Europeans who are watching me, he is dead serious about this. He's just like, no, it's done. And here, because he's saying, I want this to be fair. That's what's in his mind. Whether people agree with him or not, that's what's in his mind. He's just like, this is unfair. We're stopping this shit right now. Okay, so okay, feel good. Oh, here comes Trump. People, they're, I don't know if this is actually going to be reported on because, you know, Russia and Putin, they're the big baddies right now, or they have been the big baddies for decades. I feel like a lot of people are actually going to be moving to Russia. I also feel Asia, African countries. No, they're saying US, Russia, some Asian countries, some Asian countries. They'll be moving to some Asian countries. Will they be? And will they be? Some may move to non-European countries, but I like there's a feeling about people moving to non-European Union countries. Like it's almost like some people are being kicked out. Like it doesn't feel, when I ask that question, it doesn't feel like, yes, we're going here because it's more prosperous, it's whatever. It feels like some people are being kicked out of EU countries to non-EU countries. So this makes me think that there are going to be some countries leaving the EU, and the citizens who were in EU countries based on the agreement, I don't know how to pronounce it, Schengen, I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with, it's like SCHEGEN, I think that's what it is. I feel like they're going to be kicked out. Similar to Brexit. So I'm seeing, this is Russia for me. Russia, US, then here goes Trump here. And they're just like, because there's more money there, or my money can stretch longer in these other places. So these are individual people who I feel are moving out. A lot are going to stay here. I mean, it's not like the EU is going to be some brain drain or whatever. Most are going to stay here. They're going to have like pride as Europeans, and they're going to be like, no, we are going to fight for our way of living. But there's going to be a huge migration to Russia. I don't think, is this going to be reported in media in the EU? No, it's not. Is this Macron? Yes. Is this Bridget? No. Ursula. Oh, she's a mess. I see Macron here. With other people, and then I also see US. So I see Macron here. So he wants to talk. Okay, sure. Okay, let me scroll down and look at some comments to see if I missed anything. It doesn't feel like deporting. It's similar to Brexit, where, you know, the UK used to be part of the EU, and once they left, British people living in EU countries, they had to like scramble to switch up their visa, get citizenship, all this stuff, or else they can't live there. They don't have permission to live in an EU nation without the proper visa. But that's what it feels like to me. This tells me that other countries are going to leave eventually, the EU. Okay. Funding for Ukraine, because that's a big thing. Before we move to funding for Ukraine, let's look at Ursula von der Leyen, because she feels like a hot ass mess. Ursula, I love her name. Ursula von der Leyen. Is she a Virgo? No, I think she may be a Libra. She may be a Libra. Okay. Ursula von der Leyen. Ursula von der Leyen. And for those of you who don't know, she's the president of the European Commission. Whenever she talks about, oh, sorry. Oh, you can still see the thing in my eyes. Whenever she would talk about Ukraine and Russia, especially, it would kill me, because myself as a reader / psychic, like, I already knew that Russia was going to win that. And my guys told me by late summer 2022, Russia won, even though it was drug out. But I remember she would give these speeches, and she said something like, Russia is in tatters. And I just love the way she said it. She knew that she was you know, bullshitting. But I love the way she said it. It's in tatters. It's in tatters. I was like, that's not how manifestation goes. I hope that euro and pound can go down a little bit so I can get myself cheaper. Oh, absolutely not. For my sake, I hope it doesn't go down. Okay, Ursula von der Leyen, what's going on with you right now? Ooh, is she leaving? Ursula, are you leaving the European Commission? She may be. It feels like she's grooming someone right now to take her place. It feels like another woman. So, Ursula, she doesn't really have leadership qualities, to be honest. It doesn't even feel like she knows what she's doing. I'm getting the impression that she may like retire, or like she's kind of like planning her escape. I don't think she's decided on it yet, on like what time it's going to happen. But it feels like she's just like, I may need to skedaddle out of here. And I'm asking her, well, are you going to leave? Maybe she's going to be voted out. I can ask that. But it seems like she wants to pass the torch. She wants to pass the torch. There could be another woman here that she's grooming right now. I think it's Libra. She was born October 8th. I'm pretty sure that's Libra. Because it's right before Scorpio, right? Libra's like September, October. It feels like there's someone she's grooming to take her place, so she's putting these plans in now. Macron wants it. See, I know. I remember that reading from years ago when he was battling it out years ago. Macron wants it. He wants it. he wants her job. He wants her job, and he's methodically trying to get there. I think he has another 4 years in office in France. It's going to be a very tough 4 years for him, but we'll get to him next. He wants her job, but he's seeing that he's just like, the money's not there. Like, they're just like, yo, we're broke. We're broke. We're broke. He wants her job. He's having second thoughts though. It almost, you know what it almost feels like? He's imagining the way that he can change that job. He's like, you know, listen, I want to be a French citizen. It's very popular to hate Macron, but I don't want his people to find this reading and then they just deny me. But he's very he's a bit of a dictator is a very strong word, but he's definitely a strong man. He has this vision of what he thinks is good for France, and if he could get his way, he would act just like Trump. What I'm getting from him, because I'm asking him, do you want a job? He's just like, yes, I want her job, but one, there's no money, and two, I'm constrained by too many rules. So it's like right now he's planning how he could change the rules, the European Commission rules, in order to make it so that he can act on his own. That makes sense. Do you want France? Well, I'm kind of asking Macron questions. Do you want France to be here? Interesting. I'm asking him if he wants France to be a European Union leader. He's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want that. I'm gonna ask if France wants to leave, because I've heard some French people who are like on the yellow vest side, more on the right side. They're just like, F the EU. I'm hearing Italians say it. I'm hearing some Germans say it. So I'll ask. Okay, so I asked about her. She doesn't really have leadership qualities, in my opinion. So I asked about her support for Ukraine. Oh, yes, let's ask about support for Ukraine. Yes, they will support Ukraine. They will continue to support by words. Interesting. Interesting. So I asked the general overall question, will the European Union support Ukraine? Yes. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. I feel like later on down the line, they're actually going to get on board. I'm not sure if they're going to get on board with Trump, but they're going to get on board with peace talks later on down the line. But in essence, in general, in spirit, yes, European Union will continue to support Ukraine. They will, right? And like I said at the beginning of this, Macron had a very scary speech about unquestioned support for Ukraine. So I asked, will they support Ukraine financially? Yes, in words. Realistically, no. Because it feels like people, like they're discussing things, but it feels like there are like 1, 2, maybe 3 nations that are just like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. So again, in spirit, by word and emotion, yeah, they do support Ukraine. They're just like, yes, the words will come, but the actual financial support, it's hard to get all the countries on board with how it happens. And I said, okay, well, if they do get all the countries on board, how will it happen? And just like, what they would do is they would try to push through a vote. It's not going to be that much, well, it's not going to be that much money. And then the money kind of slows down. It kind of slows down because they can't get every country on board with it. Okay. Listen, their spirit is saying Putin is showing up here tonight. Putin. They're just like, he has, was it from Star Wars? You have the high ground. They're just like, he has the high ground. He has the power to make the shots. He has the power to make the shots. I think I may go directly into Putin after this, and then UK, then France. So let's ask the other question. Will more countries leave the European Union? Yes. But it's like things are just up in the air right now. Things are up in the air right now. They're saying yes eventually. But things are up in the air right now. Now, if countries want to leave, now is not the time to do it. It's not. Interesting. So I'm asking Macron if he wants France to leave the European Union. He didn't answer me. What he got was he wants Ursula to get out of here. He's just like, she's not working. She's not working. She's the leader, right? It's not working with her. Interesting. Interesting. Interesting, Macron. Okay. No. Italy wants to leave European Union, but they can't. They can't leave. It's not possible for them. Are they one of the countries that's being held up financially by the Union? Because I feel like financially it's impossible for them. Not Spain. Portugal is interesting. So Spain will not. I feel like Spain is frustrated with the European Union. Portugal feels very interesting to me. That's an interesting question. There may be a movement that gets started in Portugal to leave as well. And it takes off, but it feels like it may fizzle out. It depends on who's leading it. Ireland doesn't feel good about European Union, but I don't see them leaving either. I already asked about France. What about, I'm looking at this map. Germany. I asked, will Germany leave? This is not a concrete yes, but this is definitely a desire to leave. They're giving me Germany as a whole, they're giving me this feeling of people are taking advantage of us. They actually feel similar to the US with NATO. People are taking advantage of us. I actually feel like there's going to be a huge movement for Germany to leave the European Union. Am I getting that right? It's over the money. It's over the money. This doesn't feel immediate. It feels like when they start scrabbling over money and who is going to be funding what, that's when Germans are going to be like, really? Really? You think so? You think it's going to be us footing the bill for this? Ain't they been on the wrong side twice already? They're just like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's going to be us? It feels like there's going to be a huge squabble over funding. And then that's when people start saying like, why are we, like, we're the ones paying for all this stuff. They feel very similar to what Trump is saying about NATO. Will Germany leave though? Because I'm not getting a definite yes on this. Will Germany leave the European Union? Maybe, guys. Maybe. This feels like it's a ways away. Maybe. Okay. Y'all heard it here first. I mean, like I told you, I got like 5 years for the European Union. 5 years. And I think I got the number 5 in 2022. So... okay, guys, help me with these countries because I got a bad grade in geography. So is Luxembourg part of it? Well, definitely Belgium. Will Belgium leave? Belgium is even just like, they're sort of like, we don't know. We'll see. Germany just passed the strongest anti-immigration measure. I feel like France did last year, but they're not implementing it yet. Y'all, help me with these countries, man. Didn't, what about, oh, sorry, I asked the wrong question. No, Luxembourg is gonna stay. It's gonna stay. Okay, guys, this is the freaking map that I'm looking at. So don't be making fun of me of freaking being American and sucking at geography. Don't make fun of me. So I see. Let me find a list so that I'm not asking the question for the same countries over and over again. Okay. Will Austria leave? I think I already asked about Belgium. Will Austria leave European Union? No, it feels like Austria's fine. Austria's fine. Will Bulgaria leave European Union? I mean, I feel like Bulgaria, if big players leave, they'll be fine to go to. What about Croatia? Will Croatia leave European Union? Shit, Croatia. Possibly. Cyprus, what about Cyprus? Leave European Union? No, not Cyprus. Czech Republic. Czech Republic. I wonder if these are countries that are having, well, definitely Czech Republic and Hungary, and lately Germany, that are having like a resurgence of the far right, whatever you want to call it. Czech Republic seems like they're considering it. They're just like, it may be time for us to go. I'm asking Denmark next because I'm going in alphabetical order. Denmark, they're like, we'll think about it. We'll think about it. Estonia leaves European Union. No, not really Estonia. Estonia's having issues with EU, but I don't really feel it. What about Finland? Will Finland leave? Finland feels good. Finland feels good. I already asked for France, but let me ask France. Will France leave European Union? No. Right now, I'm not really seeing France. But if Le Pen gets in office, probably. I already asked about Germany. What about Greece? Will Greece leave European Union? Greece feels like they're being cheated. I wouldn't be surprised if Greece is already having conversations about this now. Interesting. Hungary. It's Orban, right? In Hungary? Hungary, you know what? Hungary will stay if they feel like their autonomy is respected. It feels more like Hungary wants a very strong Hungarian government, and what happens outside of that, they couldn't give two shits. Like, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like, no, we'll stay within the union if you respect country laws. This is like, they're just like, we want a very strong government, and right now you're making us like, you're making us a bit you're making it difficult for us to have our strong government here. So they have a specific want. Hungary. Ireland. Interesting. Ireland is another one that kind of feels like Germany, where I'm not really seeing them leaving. But it does feel like they're going to have a discussion about all this money, where they're just like, we don't like what's happening with this money, with these money talks. We don't like what's happening here. I guess Italy. Will Latvia leave here? Latvia, no. Not really Latvia. They're having their problems with it too. Lithuania. A lot of these countries are not happy with the EU, guys. They're not happy. It could be a question of can they versus if they want to. But I feel like if Germany is the one who's just like, fuck this, then it's like a domino effect. Probably because Germany is, you know, the biggest financial backer. I think I already asked about Luxembourg. Well, Malta. Malta is so cute. They're just like they're sort of like oh my gosh, I thought of Rodney King. Can we all just get along? That's what Latvia is like. They're just like, you know what? We just want stability. Yeah, we just want stability. That's all we want. I think I asked Lithuania, Luxembourg. I already asked that. No. This is Malta. Malta. Why did I say Latvia? This is Malta. The Netherlands. Netherlands. It's possible for Netherlands. Didn't the Netherlands have, am I making this up? Didn't last year the Netherlands have an election that went further to the right than they thought it would go? And I've been hearing from people I know who live in the Netherlands that things are getting wild there as well. Okay, well, Poland, guys. Poland. I feel like Poland is the strongest for wanting to leave. And it's like migrants, refugees too. Migrants in the Russia situation. This is Russia, by the way. This is Russia. I already asked Portugal. No, Romania wants to stay because European Union helps them to be financially stable. European Union. Slovakia. They may be moving more towards the Russian side eventually. Slovakia, and then Slovenia. Slovenia, maybe. I think I already asked Spain, Sweden. Sweden, no. If again, similar to one of the other countries I saw, it feels like there's going to be talk of it happening. There may even be some sort of movement that lasts for a few months. Like it feels like no more than a year, but then they realize like, and it doesn't serve us to leave. It doesn't serve us to leave. I cannot believe I went through all those countries. So they're not doing, European Union is not doing well. They're not doing well. Let's see. Let's look at the energy of the European Union in a year's time. Still slow growth. It's okay, but slow growth. 5 years. European Union in 2 years. Russia. European Union in 5 years. New leader, new rules. New leader, new rules. So in 1 year's time, it's okay, just slow growth. And it still feels like they're defending their existence. And then 2 years time, Russia, still having issues with Russia. It's still there, guys. And they feel, I mean, they can feel the burden of the Russian economy, the Russian threat as they see it, still there 2 years time. And then about 5 years, I'm feeling new leaders. This is not Macron here. New leaders, new rules, new voting, all this stuff. I wonder if this is Orban. His name is Victor, right? Is that Victor Orban? Yes, Victor Orban. Who's the King of Swords? I don't know who the King of Swords. In about 5 years, Victor Orban feels very strongly with these new rules. Wasn't he the one, because he's Hungarian leader, where he was saying we would stay in the European Union if you guys have new rules? Why am I pointing at you guys? If EU has new rules where the country's sovereignty is respected, they could change their rules that makes people happy, where people feel like, okay, we still have our culture, we still have our country, we have this overhead of European Union, and these are rules that we have to follow. But if we don't like it, we can just do not everything that we want, but we can have our own culture, our own, I don't know, our own beliefs, our own way of doing things, and we won't be punished for it. Like, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It feels like Viktor Orban, whatever he's doing in 5 years, he's going to influence this a lot, a lot. Will the EU and Canada band together against the US? Oops. Will the European Union and Canada band against the US? Huh. What's Canada's energy right now? Trump is showing up in Canada's energy. Will Canada and the European Union band together? You know what? No, I'm not really seeing it. It feels like they're in competition with each other right now. It feels like China just put tariffs on Canada. I saw that like 100%, right, for electric vehicles or something. It feels like for whatever reason, Europe and Canada, they're in competition right now. And it also feels like the money isn't there for some reason. So when I initially asked the question, I got like, no, absolutely not. They're not going to band together. It feels more like a deal is going to be made. A deal is going to be made. Let me ask if the deal, and like here's Trump. Here's Trump. Look at him. He doesn't, I mean, that's him. They're saying that Trump is going to be on Canada for a while. And this little back and forth thing is going to go for quite a while, quite a bit. So let's see, who's making this deal? Is this, let me just double check. This deal that you guys are showing me here, is this EU and Canada making this deal? No. Is this EU and US making this deal? Is this US and Canada making this deal? Okay, US and Canada eventually, they're the ones who are going to make a deal, and the trade agreement is going to be stronger. It's going to be tighter. It's going to be tighter eventually, after Trump does his thing. Because I think in his reading, I was saying that a lot of the stuff that he's threatening, it's to force people into making a favorable deal with the US. This feels like the relationship is going to be better between the US and China eventually. I'm also getting Russia, US making deals. The Canadian EU, I don't see them banding together, but I do see stronger ties eventually. This feels more like 9 months to a year. But it feels stronger with US Canada and US Russia right now. What's his beef with Canada? Canada Energy is anti-American. My dual citizenship is stalled. I saw the hockey thing, man. Yeah. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. I love my Canadian friends. Russia is just lurking around like Biden was in his reading. Well, we are reading on the European Union, so okay. So that answers that question. Let's see if we have any more EU questions before I move on. Are most of the leaders envious of Putin, as in they want to be like him? So let's ask Well, in general, we may as well go to Russia. Russia's economy is doing much better than Western media is saying, because I keep seeing this here that they're fine. They're fine. My guys are like, no, actually. So it feels more like US is jealous of Russia. US is jealous of Russia. So European leaders, just in general, it's overall, yeah, I mean, jealous, envious, whatever, yes. But US leaders, absolutely jealous of Putin. Jealous of Putin. Jealous, 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 jealous. You remember the last live that I did with Trump, and I said that when we were asking if a woman would ever be president, and I said she's going to have to act like a man. She's going to have to be very, like, you know, very strong. And I said that America is very conservative. It's very much, you know, like, it's very much like that. That is what the American energy overall as a country, that's what they admire about Putin. That's what they admire about Putin. And I mean, I can see it. I can see it, because even when I'm in more liberal spaces and they're talking about the Democrats, oh, the Democrats are pussies, they need to go hard against Trump. Like, that's kind of Putin-esque, you know? But I honestly, I feel like a lot of humans are just that way, that, you know, they chose their side, they think their side is right. And when their side is when they think that their side is being bullied or their side is losing, they want their side to be strong. I think that's human. I think that's human, but it feels like US they're just like, they're kind of like, I want to be like Mike, but it's Putin. As for EU, in terms of like jealousy or whatever, feels more like, it's like the prosperity. Putin sounds a bit like me. Listen, I'm telling you, if people, and this is just me being a bit pessimistic, if people had the power, if they felt like they wouldn't be punished, more people would act like Putin. More of them would. I think so. There has been too much pussyfooting around in European politics. It feels like European leaders are a bit jealous that he seemingly gets to do whatever he wants, and that whenever he wants to make a decision, the decision happens quickly, because he's basically a dictator. And they're also a bit jealous of the financial stability of the country. Russia is like, they're prosperous, and it's not being publicized in Western media. It's not. Okay, so I think that may be, okay, so that may be it for, oh no, here's one more. Oops. Do you see most European countries moving far right in the future? Yes. Most European countries moving far right. Yes. And you want to know why? It's because, so I mean, like, people can talk about racism, they can talk about Nazis, they can talk about misogyny and all this stuff. But what it is that the people, these are the little people, the citizens, they feel like they're being cheated. They also feel like things are moving away from their values, or that things are changing and it's not really changing for the better. Like this, I'm just picking up on the general energy. So like, yeah, it feels like they're going to move, you know, more to the right. And they're done with Ursula. Like, they're tired of her ass. They're really tired of her, and they just feel like we can't say what we want. We're constrained. We feel like we're beaten up. We're tired. We're overworked. Da 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 da. And a lot of this is coming from they want to feel like their families are safe. A lot of this is male energy. They want to feel like my family's safe. I can take care of my family. I can have a family. You know, like that's just what they're feeling. A lot of these people want the European Union to be done with. They're like, we're done with this. That's just how the people are feeling, overall. Yes, do you have anything else to say about that? Financial, yeah, the finances as well. And feeling like I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to like insult, you know, the Europeans who are watching now or people who are going to watch in the future, but I am getting the sense that overall, the Europeans who feel this way, they think that life is better in the US, most because it's almost like in their minds, there's more money to be made in the US, and Americans can kind of do whatever they want to do. And if they have a dream, they can make this dream happen. Whereas in the EU, and in certain EU countries at least, they're just like, we're so constrained. We're constrained. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so moving to the right. Yeah, they're thinking, well, if we move away from the current policies, things will get better. I don't know if it will. Slow head turn. You want to know something though? Since being here in France, I have like I'm realizing that I'm very American. I will have an idea, and I'll be like, oh yeah, you know, no. Oh yeah, I can't wait to do this. And then I'll have a very sensible French person says, oh, but you know, you have this and you have that, and what if that doesn't work, and you have the taxes, and it's much better to get a job, and blah blah blah. So there is sort of like this. Maybe I should just speak for French people, Parisians, I should say. There is this sort of like slow kind of humdrum, a bit pessimistic energy here in France, definitely. And I've traveled a bit around Europe where it just feels like you can't really dream. And even when you try to start things on your own, there are so many roadblocks to getting things done. And I've also seen that because I'm working in private schools and everything, where at least in France, it really depends on the zip code you're born in and like how much money you were born in as a child, because it seems like upward social mobility is not too much of a thing here compared to the US. Compared to the US. The US, someone can make it big on TikTok and they could be set for life. They could start investing, they could be set for life. Whereas over here, it's almost like you can work your ass to the ground and you stay exactly how you were born. I think that's like classism. We have classism in the US, but it's different. Like money makes the difference. And like a plumber could be super rich and have really nice things, right? Whereas over here, it's just different. It's why you have so many actors running to America, because they love the hierarchy and feudalism in Europe. It's funny because it feels like America is moving away from what they're dreaming of. Yeah, for sure, because money is constrained, but even so, I mean, you can just have $50 and create your own business. You can also just buy a license and have your food truck on the street. Whereas over here, in many cases, you have to pass state level exam. You have to have all these fucking certificates. And then in order to rent a place, it's like a lot of red tape. No one bothers with working well. I think that's the same in the US. Yes, and not being able to make money is why productivity is low. That's true, definitely in France. Things are capped. I think there's a benefit for having caps, but then it doesn't incentivize people to like do really good work. So, and they also have technically lifelong, well, it's not really lifelong, but they technically have permanent contracts. that are very hard for you to be fired from. And if you're fired from your permanent contract, you're going to get paid regardless. So like even with that, with like sometimes with safety nets, people can become complacent. That doesn't mean that I don't support safety nets, but I've seen it. Caste system. Yeah, it's like classism. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So yes, the answer to that question is, yeah, people are going to be moving to the far right. And it's, I mean, like I said, there's racism, sexism, like there's all this stuff, but the core of it is people feel like they're not free. They're not free to like take control of their own lives. Okay. So do we have any more? Because I feel like we need to move on to Putin. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, then please head over to www.tarobyMoko.com/links in the description box below. This page was created to help you find your desired reading faster. They are separated by concern, so there's love and romance, career matters, psychic forecast, and spiritual and personal development. And if you have many concerns at once, then please feel free to book a live 30-minute or 1-hour reading via phone, video, or in person if we are located in the same city. You will also be able to find a link to my Etsy store that has a limited range of readings, as well as my blog and YouTube page. And for YouTube viewers, if you would like to offer a small tip, then you have that option as well. When you are ready to book a reading, then click on the desired icon and read through the description to make sure that it fits your concern. I return readings within 7 business days, but if your concern is urgent, then I have express options that allow you to choose how quickly you want your reading to be done. If you want to book a 30-minute or 1-hour reading for the next day, then please email me ahead of time. And if you have any questions, then don't hesitate to email me. If you would like to know more information about my style and why I read the way I do, then go to the homepage where you will find a quick description about me and an option to learn more. And if you scroll further down, you will be able to sign up for my monthly newsletter. With this newsletter, you will receive 10% off your first reading, as well as monthly general predictions and shop updates, which can include discounts for new spreads and early access to my yearly readings 1 month ahead of time. And even further down, you will find testimonials from all of the clients who are happy with me. All right, lovelies, thank you so much for watching this video. Let's work together soon.